I'm Paul Elizondo. I'm the co-owner, operator of Detroit Deluxe in Redford, Michigan. Detroit Deluxe started, we've been in business about 4 years. I was working in high-end European collision, took a job working on factory show cars, doing SEMA cars and auto show cars, and just a miserable place to work. And I was at the point where I had to decide if I was going to go back and do a collision shop or another prototype / show car place, or kind of just take the jump and try to start that place that I wanted to work. I've always been a 58, 59 Chevy truck fan. I love the quad headlights. I love the way that the trucks look. And so we had done a 65 GMC that we actually utilized Detroit steel wheels on that build. That build was purchased by Motor City Casino. And so when we were done with that, we were happy with how the truck came out. It was a pretty basic build. I mean, static drop, fairly stock paint and appearance, but it was all restored and done nice, and we did the 20-inch Detroit steel smoothies on it. And the truck people loved it. It looked cool. We were happy with it. So we decided that we would look for another truck project, and Jim, just kind of searching on the internet, came across this 58 that was out west. And it was, like I said, I'm a huge fan of 58 and 59, so I was like, yeah, it looks awesome. So when we got it, it was already kind of, someone had started messing with it. Someone had already done the front clip that's on it to the independent suspension. And so we just started tinkering with it and putting ideas together. We decided we wanted to bag it. I happened to have an air ride system just kind of sitting on the shelf that I had purchased for a different project that kind of stalled. So we were like, okay, we'll use that. And I had the LS that's in it, the 5.3, was a motor that a friend of ours had for a project he was doing that stalled, and it was just laying around here. So we're like, hey, grab that motor, drag it in here. And so that's kind of how that truck started. We had the opportunity through BASF to participate and bring some vehicles out to SEMA. Our 67 Mustang Fastback was already in process, and it was the same kind of thing. It was just a car that we had accumulated parts and decided to build over time and put together. And so when the SEMA opportunity came together, we were like, okay, we got to build the Mustang and finish it. And then talking to BASF, I was like, well, what about 2 cars? And they were like, sure. So then we were like, okay, now we have to build 2. And so that's where the 58 came in. The first decision that was made on it was the leather. Detroit Interior Works, this guy's work is on par with the best in the country, and I'm glad that some of the people that he gets to work with, us on a small level, but dealing with companies like Mob Steel and stuff, that people all over the country and social media all over the world get to see Aaron's work. That's awesome. And so then with this little piece of leather, we kind of put everything else together around it. So that's how we arrived on the color. It's a variation basically of Ford's Kodiak Brown. We tweaked the pearls in it a little bit just to make it a little more vibrant. But all of those decisions, the accent color, that all came from the leather. The satin finish on the accents is something that I've always been a fan of. I like the mattes and satins, and I like how the gloss and flat kind of play together. So that was something that we do quite a bit. It's kind of part of our style or our look. As you can see, our Mustang is 100% satin, which people either love or hate, but that's good. It's hard to make something unique, especially a 67 Mustang. So the fact that it stands out and people kind of make a decision about it is kind of cool. When I would tell people ahead of time what we were painting, they're like, you're painting a truck brown? Like, why would you paint a truck brown? But then when it came out of the booth, right after we started shooting the parts and stuff, and people saw this thing, everybody was just like, oh man, you nailed it. And then when we got to roll it out at SEMA, people just couldn't get enough of it. We decided to go with Detroit steel wheels for the truck. I mean, I always loved the look of them. I think they look great. We've utilized them in the past, and it's a great look. It suits the truck. The way I like how it came together on this particular truck is by painting them body color and keeping that just real mean vibe. I mean, it gives the truck a sinister look, and I can't imagine any other wheel being on the truck, with great companies and sponsors like Dakota Digital and Restomod Air Ride Tech, Detroit Steel Wheel, Continental Tires. I did it steering, amongst others. We were able to build a killer truck. My 58 big window is ready for maybe a client to commission, but that would be a perfect candidate for a set of Detroit Steel Wheel smoothies.